promise of this video is simple. I'm about to show you ways to make your business much more profitable, your job simpler and more rewarding, and your contribution to your clients much more significant. If you're an insurance professional that would like to deepen your expertise and develop more business in senior living, or if you're an insurance professional that already specializes in long-term care but would like new strategies to streamline the sales process, add value, and create super satisfied clients, then stay with me because this video is for you. My name is Michelle Foster Earle, President of OmniSure Consulting Group. Since founding this company in August of 2000, I've worked with many of the most highly regarded healthcare and senior care organizations, the nation's leading medical malpractice and professional liability insurance companies, and the industry's top brokers to manage risk, avoid losses, and grow more profitable books of business. And what's personally rewarding is that we've even been able to save lives in the process. Our team has written books, been featured in the leading industry publications. They serve as frequent and highly rated speakers at conferences. Some of us have even been on TV. Before starting OmniSure, I knew nothing about professional liability insurance. Zilch! I was a healthcare executive. My days were spent running facilities and managing doctors, looking for ways to innovate, improve care, and stay in good standing with the regulatory agencies. Sure, I had an insurance broker and I bought professional liability, but it was not something that ever really crossed my mind except for once a year when I would hope to get better rates and improve my bottom line. In other words, I was your client. I've since become licensed as a general lines property and casualty agent in Texas and an associate in risk management, and I've sold our risk management programs to the best and most successful companies I know of. In fact, if you place business with AIG, Lloyd's of London, many of the Berkeley companies like Admiral, Berkeley Select, or Nautilus, and monitor liability, or maybe you place business with ACE, which is now Chubb, Arch, Munich Re, or some of the programs managed by companies like US Risk, Ultra Risk Advisors, NSM, or Euclid, then OmniSure may have served some of your clients. So having walked both sides of the fence, both real-world healthcare management and alongside successful insurance partners, I've identified some great strategies for building and maintaining the business and developing really rewarding relationships. And it's all about relationships, especially for me. As an aside, I can't believe how many amazing people sent personal messages on LinkedIn or gave me a thumbs up on the anniversary. People that I used to dream about getting to meet. Not just industry thought leaders, but world changers. And if you're one of them, thank you. But it hasn't always been this way. What a learning curve. I remember my first big business trip. I was asked by Randall Goss, the CEO of US Risk, to speak to a room filled with the leading syndicates at Lloyd's of London about the state of long-term care and what the new clinical risk management company I was forming could do to help them reduce risk and prevent lawsuits if they decided to back the professional liability program being formed by US Risk. I was such an insurance newbie. I went from being surrounded by caring people in white coats and scrubs to being surrounded by wealthy insurance giants in expensive suits and cufflinks. It was both scary and exhilarating as they listened intently to everything I shared about the state of the nursing home industry and asked a ton of questions. But then, I about died when the two London brokers who had brought all these syndicates together privately said something like, "Now, Michelle, this thing needs to be a success. My reputation, in fact, both of our careers," pointing to the broker that was standing next to him and had helped organize it as well, "both of our careers are on the line. There's a lot riding on your risk management program." What pressure. I didn't even have a name for the company yet. So I'm in awe of how far I've come and totally blown away by the success of that program and of OmniSure. Not because I expected otherwise, but because I've sadly watched so many other programs and companies like us fail or fold due to the volatility of the market. I think one of the secrets to our survival is that we've stumbled into kind of a dual role, one that is focused as much on growth of our insurance partners as on reducing the risk for our clients. Welcome to this brand new video series entitled Senior Care Broker Growth and Retention Strategy. In this first video, I'm going to show you a strategy for serving your clients that is simple, proven, and rewarding. So if you're an established broker, or maybe even an underwriter, who's tired of old school sales and marketing, tired of traveling and working long hours to maintain your book, Or if you're in growth mode, looking to learn more about long-term care and how to turn a profit without the stress of super long hours and sacrificing your health or your family in the process. Maybe you just have some senior care clients that you want to protect and even delight with your service and expertise. Then listen up. This is my goal, to equip you with a proven plan. It's not just about making money, though I know you will. It's ultimately about protecting people, healthcare patients, those who are aging, dying, or vulnerable, by protecting those who care for them. It's about reducing stress for them and you, and making a real difference in the world. I'm going to give you a warning. Some of what I'm sharing could seem counterintuitive. It may be easy to dismiss, but don't. It's critically important that you know about two important trends affecting you now and in the future. The first trend is content marketing. Advertising, cold calls, and slick brochures are becoming less and less effective. One, we're inundated with ads. Look at these statistics I shared in a webinar program I was asked to teach for the Insurance Marketing and Communication Association. According to a recent study by Media Dynamics, the average person is exposed to 5,000 ads or brands a day. If you take brands out of the equation, we're exposed to 362 advertisements a day. But we can't actually see or take note of the 362, so it's really estimated that while we note 153 of those, we're actually aware of only 86. And of those 86, guess how many actually make an impression? 12. Also, no one wants to be sold to. People are conditioned to mistrust most sales messages. Your clients have DVRs at home in order to skip commercials. They have no soliciting signs on their doors. Their web browsers are automatically set to block pop-ups. At work, they're screening calls and deleting unsolicited emails. There's a shift happening in the world. People only want to connect if it's on their terms, according to their own needs and timing. Instead of being triggered by sales and marketing messages to buy, people Google, search YouTube, or go to their online social networking groups to get what they want when they want it. Even when buying in person, don't you often research online to avoid being influenced by salespeople and gimmicks? And when you buy online, don't you typically try to buy from sites you trust offering products with ratings from real people? But we all like knowing about things that affect us, learning new ideas and strategies, and having resources for important decisions. That's especially true for those who work in the healthcare field. We do searches and we seek out information, and we share information that we think is helpful, and we engage with companies that we relate to. If you're a broker specializing in senior care risks, you'll want to be top of mind when a new assisted living facility needs an expert to help them with coverage questions, loss prevention, or a question about cyber risks. Enter content marketing. I call this trend the content connection. Content marketing is all about connecting with your clients and prospects by offering the kind of great information that satisfies a want or a need. And because it satisfies, it can keep you, if you're the one providing it, at the forefront of their minds and at the top of the Google search pages and liked because you're generous with what people want without the kind of sales message that gets skipped, X'd out of, or looked at with mistrust. When they really do need what you have to sell them, they'll gladly buy from you because they're already familiar with you and they know you by your content. But content by itself is not enough. You need to have a system for delivering the content that's well organized, targeted to specific needs, and simple to consume. Have you ever gone to a website that you thought would have the information you need, but you can't seem to find it? Or worse, have you ever gone to some of the mega insurance company websites and gotten lost in a maze of information? It can be totally overwhelming, and overwhelmed clients don't buy. In fact, they rarely even come back. We learned this the hard way. Listen, we've had so many insurance partners ask us to share how we got to the point that our email open rate is generally 3 times the industry average. Well, it's been by trial and error, hard work, and lots of research. Getting to this point was a strange journey. I can't tell you how many times I threw my hands up and said, you have to be a marketing guru to figure this stuff out. I just wanted to do my job, and that's to reduce risk and protect clients. But doing my job also required demonstrating a return on investment. We had to bust through the advertising and email noise to make an impact with our clients, and then to prove it to our partners. Did you know the insurance industry email open rate is, according to MailChimp, only 9.1%, and the click-through rate is only 0.8%. Most of our tips are branded for our clients, so I can't show you those statistics, but here are some of the small lists from a couple of new subscription packages we offer. Take a look for yourself. Open rates at 40% and click-through rates at 7, 12, and 29%. Of course, not all our lists see fantastic results like this, but it's exciting to know it's possible. Anyway, as you can see, we created a system for pushing out content that delivers amazing results, and that's why I'm sharing these insights with you, to hopefully save you from investing tons of time and money into senior living specific content, because a resource center by itself just doesn't work. That's why we created the RiskFit formula. Finding a way to connect with your audience through excellent, well-delivered content can make your business much more profitable, your job simpler and more rewarding, and your contribution to your clients much more significant. Now, you may remember that I mentioned there are two important trends to be aware of. The second trend is digitizing services. Digital support is great. Everyone loves an easy-to-use app or an online program. But there's a big mistake that many digital enthusiasts make that costs them a serious loss of business. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the digitizing trend, and I'll tell you how to avoid that huge mistake that could hurt your renewal business. It pains me to see brokers and underwriters pour their heart and soul into landing a piece of business and launching a relationship with their new customer, only to see the file closed and the conversation over until there's a claim or it comes time to sell next year's policy, which in this market, let's face it, is probably threatened by competition. We've come a long way, and there are critics everywhere. I remember an old school insurance giant that said to me early on, "Your kind of service company is really only going to survive during a hard market. You can ride this wave for 3 years, maybe 5, but that's about all." Well, in 2000, when I started down this road, I didn't even know what a market cycle was. Now I do, of course. And while we've seen some hard times in this soft market, we're still here. All these years later, making our clients happy and our partners successful. Dedication and a genuine desire to help people alone didn't do it, but by finding the right strategy and process, we're thriving. And you will too if you apply this information. That's why I'm so excited for you. I want to hear from you. Scroll down and leave a comment. See you in the next video.